fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. And we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't had to die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them fiending. If any try to show you, make sure that you leave them leaking. He said,
I'ma hold you down when problems pop up.
how you got me moving this dope? Want me in lockup? He said,
Don't you want the Benz vertical with the top gun?
Yeah.
Stop, bitch, get in that kitchen, let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's guap up. I know you know
who
Ron.
the plug from by the block up?
I tell you a little secret, make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Ron got a Lexus, crib in Philly in Texas. Trips to the Bahamas, just got a whip for his mama. He fucking up in commas, be honest, he seen decent dope.
I hear you, but I just seen Ron about a week ago. Fat, he ain't looking too good. His knees is kind of slow. I asked him why the struggle. He got stuck up for his bundle, but them 6 hollow chips in his legs what made him crumble.
At least he got a house and mama is living good.
Said the feds took it all. He right back in the hood. I see you try to play me. You gave us crack in the 80s. Made us support our babies and making hoes out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than them cars wanna amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't faze me.
I guarantee that you gon' regret it. Remember I said it.
Nah, you could dead it.
What you saying? I can't win.
Nah, devil, nice try. So until we meet again,
I ain't had to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. And we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't had to die to meet the devil. I ain't religious or superstitious, but we've been getting fucked and put to the side like a mistress. Police patrolling why? Because prison became a business. They murder one of ours and they start talking about forgiveness. We think that it's alright because we got public assistance. If this ain't hell, dog, what is this? Where was all lives mattered when they killed Osama? There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Bush dropping bombs saying he gon' bring the drama. They got justice, man, they even caught the Boston bomber. But when we ride, they send the military and armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die of martyr. You reap what you sow, some people call it karma. When Christ return, y'all gon' get this harvest like a farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to settle the score with a side of Shakur. I changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights, patting me down. You got nothing that's poking me right. I don't smoke or push pills, I gave up my fight. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And your honor, why you gave a homeboy's life? I've been wondering why you shot a homeboy twice. Pussy with a gun screaming out that he got a knife. He came from Habibi's spot, it was chicken and rice. Shit's tripe, I'm just giving visuals like Skype. Ash Trayvon, Mike Brown, a cock early, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Olden, Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't had to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. And we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't had to die to meet the devil. I ain't had to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. And we seen the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil. Lord knows I despise every devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. He said, I pray you die every devil.
was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lex is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like I'm from their cloth. There's no one that can match me.
No affiliation, why they faking? This ain't for debating. We the real, they really imitation. I be contemplating why this ain't no like heavy rotation on radio stations. I just pray the Lord give me patience, cause I'm running through these rappers like my name Walter Payton. Shitting on these rappers, 9 to 5 is my occupation. Raw, you come in with your best troops, you best bring more. Already told you I got the juice like Orenthal. Already know what I'm about to do, bet your men fall. Everyone know that we got the truth, all your men false. So boss, overtaking our enemies. Moves calculated and orchestrated like symphonies. Smooth operated when bringing haters to misery. Top 5 list ain't shit unless you mention me. Yeah, that's why we don't associate. Fuck niggas make them more fuck niggas while they procreate.
Hey, shalom, Israel. YAHANNA Shabrak. What's going on, Canada? And to you, sisters, shalom. Yahweh Shemalathan Bashim Yahushai. Means may Yahweh watch over you, sisters. In the name of who the world calls Christ. I'm priest and officer of 50 Shar Yawan under commanding General YAHANNA. And we are the I.S.U.P.K, which was started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. All right. The I.S.U.P.K, we are the only place authorized to teach the Bible. We are not affiliated with any other Christian organization, any other Hebrew Israelite organization. All right, the I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth, under the only man fit to lead the nation of Israel, who is commanding General YAHANNA. The only man capable to lead blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the true children of God. All right. Again, I'm priest and officer of 50 Shar Yawan. Tonight is Friday night Lashawan Kodash class. Friday night Lashawan Kodash class. I'm going to do my best tonight to teach what it is the men above me have taught. All right. To share this truth. Share the truth of the Bible. And share our true language. You understand? The Hebrew language is the most ancient alphabet known to the world. All right. There's no older language than our language. The language Adam spoke. All right. There's no other language older than that. That is a language of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the real Israelites that the Bible speaks of. All right. So again, tonight is Friday night Lashawan Kodash class. Lashawan Kodash, meaning holy tongue, holy language. All right. Kodash is holy. Lashawan is tongue or language. All right. And that's what this Friday night's class is about. All right. Every Friday night, brothers around the schools in the I.S.U.P.K are teaching Hebrew to our people. All right. Teaching our original language. Right. We're so lost as a people, we don't know who we are. Calling ourselves African American, Haitian, Dominican, Cuban, Puerto Rican, Jamaican, West Indian, Caribbean, all these different names that we associate with the children of God. We walk around with no knowledge of ourselves, no knowledge of self. We don't know who we are. We don't know our identity. We don't know our language, which is why this Friday night class is so powerful and so important for our people. All right. We're giving our people back our language, the language that we spoke. All right. The original language of the Israelites. We've lost so much over colonization and slavery. And we've been serving out the punishment from the Most High. You understand? The Most High chastises who he loves. He punishes who he loves. Which is why the children of God are being punished today. You understand? And what we're doing in this school is building the kingdom. Building the kingdom that Christ told us to build. He said this kingdom doesn't come by observation. You understand? But we got to put our brick in as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans and build this kingdom for ourselves. Build this kingdom so Christ has something to return to. All right? This Friday night class is very important for our people. All right? So make sure you hit that sign-in link. All right? I got the sign-in links in the chat. Excuse me. Hit that sign-in link. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to this YouTube channel. All right? If you're watching from Canada, find out who the number is to call to get in contact with, who the camp leader is. All right, if you need that, you can type that in the chat. All right, I'll make sure I'll get that information to you. If not myself, if you're watching any video, any class, No Cards Canada, just ask an officer who the camp leader is. All right. That way, if you're Black, Hispanic, or Native American, we can make sure we take care of you. That's what we do. We're here for our people. All right, we'll make sure we get you that number. Make sure you get you the camp leader for Toronto, for Montreal, all right, for Canada, Quebec. You understand? We're here to serve our people. It's exactly what Christ told us to do. That he came to serve, not to be served. All right. So we're going to get into the lesson for tonight. All right. Again, make sure you hit that sign-in link. Again, this is the Hebrew class. All right. And what we're going to start off in, what we do every Friday night, we start off writing down the alphabet. All right. We start off writing down the alphabet. All right. Just to practice. All right. So again, we're going to start off with the alphabet. And I'm going to share my screen really quick. What is this? I'm going to share my screen really quickly. Just going to go to a quick verse. All right. This is the King James Version Bible. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 5 and verse 12. And it reads, For the time ye ought to be teachers. All right. The reason this verse is so important is because there's a lot of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans going around teaching the Bible, right? Teaching the words of the Most High. They go around teaching what the Bible is speaking about, the message it's trying to convey, what the book's about. You understand? A lot of us being taught in Christianity or Islam, right? All these different worldly religions. And we go around as a people teaching everybody who God is, who the Most High is, who Christ is, what they're about, what they stand for. You understand? A lot of us go around teaching. Well, the Bible says, for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God. You understand? The brothers in the I.S.U.P.K are brothers who understand this principle. They understand how to humble themselves down to people who know better than them. You understand? To learn from men who have been doing it a lot longer than they have, who have been researching, studying a lot longer than they have. You understand? This is a principle of the Most High. When you think you're ready to be a teacher, you need somebody to teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God. It's a very stupid. It's a stupid thing to say that. You understand that you're a person who's able to teach and lead the nation of Israel. You're a person who's able to teach this Bible. You know what it's about, and you don't leave yourself any room for correction. You understand? You don't leave yourself in a position, you understand, where you think you know best. Right? You lack humility. The Bible says that we got to be students. If you want to teach this Bible, you got to be a student. It's one of the reasons that this is called the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. This is a school. This is a place you go to learn. You go to learn this Bible and how to apply it to life. There's a story for every scenario in life that you encounter. You understand? Which is why we call it practical knowledge. This is what our ancestors of old did. You understand? They had schools of books. They had places where they went to learn and read, be taught, discuss, ask questions. This is what we got to do as a people. There's either the first principles of the oracles of God and are become such as have need of milk. You understand? What is milk? Milk is a metaphor. You understand? A lot of Christians don't understand metaphors. You understand? They don't understand different figures of speech, similes, idioms, euphemisms. They don't understand that. They look at the Bible like it's some fairy tale book, where it's talking snakes and flying dragons. They believe snakes are going around talking to people, convincing them not to obey their power, tricking them into not obeying their power. This is what Christians teach. It's foolishness. You understand? We are a people that are in need of milk. What is milk? Milk is something that is easy to digest. You understand? Just like a baby. Baby drinks from their mother's breast. They drink the milk from their mother's breast. It is easy for that baby to digest it. This is what we need as a people. We need things that are easy to digest and not of strong meat. Christians going around talking about all the different dark sayings of the Most High, trying to understand all the deep and heavy things that the Most High speaks about. You understand? When I was in Christianity, I don't recall any pastor ever reading the book of Revelation. I don't think any pastor ever read the book of Revelation. They never taught the book of Revelation to their people or to their church or their congregation. You understand? Because a pastor isn't ready for strong meat. They can't go to the book of Revelations 8 and break down what it's talking about. What this angel said and what the Most High said and what John envisioned or dreamed at this point. Christians don't understand what it's talking about. Pastors don't understand what it's talking about because they need milk. They're not ready for the things that are hard to be understood. They need things that are easy to digest. This is what we need as a people. You understand? What's going on, Barak Yalla? Yalla Bashim and Shabrak Thought. Yeah, what's going on, Ak? Everything too well?
Everything 12, everyone tuning into class.
Calm. I'm just breaking down a verse really quick before we get into the alphabet like we do every Friday.
What kind?
We're in Hebrews 5 and verse 12. Read it one more time. It says, For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God. We just got to be humble. You understand? We got to humble ourselves down, you understand, and learn to just say that we don't know the Bible. We don't know this whole book. We don't know everything that's written in this Bible. Too many of our people want to talk about what Isaiah 1 and 1 means. And then you ask them, what does Isaiah 2 and 1 mean? They say, oh, I don't know. I've never read that. I've never read the book of Habakkuk. I've never read the book of Joel. I've never read the book of Hebrews or Malachi. You understand? But yet they all know John 3:16. You understand? We are a people who need to be taught and are become such as have need of milk. We need something easy to digest. You understand? A good place to start is who you are as a people. Good place to start is that the Most High requires you to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. What are the law, statutes, and commandments? A lot of Christians don't even know the 10 commandments. Ask a Christian what the 10 commandments are. They probably can only name don't kill, don't steal, honor your father and mother. You understand? You got hundreds of laws, statutes, and commandments. Learn what to eat, what not to eat. Learn how to love your people. You understand? These things are milk. You understand? Our people don't know our language. We don't know what language we speak. You know, we're speaking the language of our oppressors. So in this class, we're going to start at the milk. All right? Every Friday, we're just going to go over the alphabet. Just something basic. Practice that. Get the basics down. Get the milk down. Learn who you are, what nation you come from. Learn what tribe you come from. You understand? Learn what your tribe means. Learn what the name of your tribe means. Learn the spirit of your people. All right? So we're going to go over the alphabet. All right? And we don't just go over the Paleo Hebrew or the ancient Hebrew. We also go over the Assyrian. All All right, that's something that's important to understand as well. So we'll get down our Hebrew first, right? We got ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, kwa, ra, sha, and a tha. All right. So there's the 22 characters of our Hebrew alphabet. All right. Quick shout out to the chat. Shalom, Jules, Charms. Yahweh Shemal, Thamba Shemel Shai. Means may Yahweh watch over you, sister, in the name of who the world calls Christ. The water for tuning in. Make sure you hit that sign-in link. Like, share, subscribe to our videos. Baba Kasha, please, and Thawada, thank you. All right. So we got, again, this is the 22 characters of our Hebrew language, right? And it's a little different from the English. We don't just have letters, we have characters. All right. Each of these characters means something. All right. We're not going to get into that today. That can be for another class. Or you can check out some of our older videos for some of the basics to the language. We're just doing a quick review of the alphabet. All right. So we got A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Ta, Za, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and a Tha. All right. Brocky Allah, you want to give it a shot and just go ahead and sound out the whole alphabet?
Karawakan. A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa. I, pa, ta, za, kwa, ra, sha, ta.
Come on, most high in Christ. Right? And this is what we got to do as a people, right? We just go over that milk, right? We go over the milk, we digest it. This is something that is easy to digest, all right? Especially if you speak English, right? You speak English, you speak French, right? Spanish, even. All these languages come from Hebrew, right? All these languages come from the Hebrew. And so a lot of these characters are easy to sound, easy to learn. All right, it's not something that's too hard. All right, so we'll do the Assyrian. You can see that. Yep. Yeah, so we'll do the Assyrian. We got our language over here. Right? Again, Lashawan, meaning tongue. And Quadash. Quadash is holy. All right. This is what we're supposed to be. Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. We're supposed to be holy, set apart, different. All right. We're not supposed to be like everybody else. It's one of the milk scriptures I was talking about. Right? The scriptures say, don't follow a multitude to do evil. Right? You see somebody doing something you're not supposed to, don't follow them. You understand? Especially these heathen nations. This is why in our culture, we're not allowed to marry outside of our nation. You understand? That is a disgusting thing in the eyes of the Most High. All right. So let's get this Assyrian down. We got Abba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, ka. We got a ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I. All right. So what you'll see is there's a couple characters there. Got a couple characters there that actually have two different symbols, two characters, right? Starting with the ka. You see it right here. Just make sure anytime you're writing out the Hebrew, something very important to pay attention to. I say it all the time. Make sure that when you're writing out a word, if you have a ka at the end of your word, use the second character, right? Same with the ma, the na, the I, and the pa, right? We have two different characters for those characters. Make sure you use the second character at the end of the word, right? You see that image anywhere else in a word, you use the first character, right? Use the first image. All right. I'll put a line here. So what do we got? We got I, then we got a pa. Pa. To za. Qua. Ra. Sha. And a tha. All right. So those are the 22 characters of the Assyrian and of our language, the Hebrew, Assyrian. All right, Salakia. The reason we go over the Assyrian, is because most of our manuscripts are written in the Assyrian, right? So it's important for us to be able to read, right? Which is actually going to be one of our lessons today. We'll see how far we get, but we're actually going to be reading the Assyrian, and then we'll translate that into our language, all right, into the Lashawan Kodash, all right, the language of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So if it's your first time tuning in, right, make sure you're a person who takes notes, okay? Take notes, right? Again, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. This is a place you come to learn, right? Take notes. Matter of fact, I'll bring out one verse. Right? We had just gone over Hebrews 5 and verse 12. We're going to go to the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. Where are we at? Salakia. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Again, this is a school. Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 6 and verse 36. It says, and if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door. You understand? If you're a person who's ever been to college or university, right? One of the things they say is almost to respect the professor's time, right? A lot of times it's hard to get a hold of your college professor, right? So they might say send emails, or email me at this time, or come see me at this block time, right? So that you can have some of your questions answered. Why? Because these are people who have been studying for years. They've been, some of them studying for 10 plus years, teaching 10 plus years, some of them teaching 20, 30 years, right? Maybe they were in a profession. Maybe they were an accountant for 30 years and then they decided to become a teaching professor, right? This is a person with a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, right? And this is a principle that the Most High is commanding you. You understand? This is something, this is an order, right? You see somebody who is wise, get behind him, follow him, pick his brain, ask questions. You understand? Call him every chance you can. Send him messages every chance you can. Wear out the steps of his door. You understand? And I'm not saying that to say be a bad brother, you understand, and just nag or hound or, you know what I mean? Or be annoying or anything like that. But just understand who you're in the presence of. You understand? You get an opportunity to ask questions, right? Ask questions. Send your questions in, even if it might take a while to get an answer to. You understand? This is a school. This is where we go to learn. Ask your questions. Write down questions, right? There was a time I had a list of questions written out. You understand? That I was just trying to remind myself to make sure that I ask. All right? Write down your questions. Get answers. Take notes. This is something we got to do as a people. Why? Because look at the condition of us. Right? Look at the condition we're in as a people. We're trying to move forward, not backwards. Right? We've gone around as a people marching, right? Joining our oppressor, fighting for different rights, this, rights, that. Right? You had the Asians fight for rights. They had a bill passed in like damn near 2 weeks. Whatever that bill was, something about you're not allowed to hate Asians. Whatever that was passed in the States. Right? Why don't we as a people do something different? Why don't we as a people pick up the Bible and actually follow it? We've never tried that as a people. Why don't we actually try to obey the Most High? Why don't we stop making excuses as a people and just do what it is he commands us to do? All right? So again, make sure you take notes. All right? Take notes, ask questions. So we're going to move on from this, and we're going to actually jump to the book of Ruth, chapter 1 and verse 4. Ruth chapter 1 and verse 4. I'm going to pull that up in my Blue Letter Bible app. Hey, Shalom, Janice Bell. Yah Shema Lathan Bashim Shai. Means may Yahweh watch over you, sister, in the name of who the world calls Christ. The water for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Hit the sign-in link. All right. We're going to start off breaking down Ruth chapter 1 and verse 4. And we're going to break this down in the Hebrew. All right. So you can see on this app, they have a couple functions. This isn't my favorite app. It's one app that I do like to use, though. Yeah. It's recommended from brothers in this school to use this app. It's called Blue Letter Bible. And you can see that we have We have the Strong's Concordance on here, right? Meaning you can look up each word, each individual word in the Hebrew, so that you're able to translate it into the English. You're able to see what the King James translators were doing when they translated the Bible, right? We read it out of the 1611 King James Bible because it's the most accurate English translation that exists. That's why we read out of it in the I.S.U.P.K. So you can see here that we have the Hebrew. This is the Assyrian, right? Which is why we were practicing the Assyrian. It's important to know, that way we can read it, right? Again, we have the Strong's, right? We have the English translation, what it means. When you pull up a word, oh, Slovakia. Oh. When you pull up a word, you can find the root word. All right, so you can see what it means in the English. So we're going to read from this. We're going to start in Ruth chapter 1 and verse 4 in the Hebrew. Barak ya Allah, you want to give it a shot trying to read this?
Kararawakan.
Come on, go ahead when you're ready.
Wayasha awa
Come on.
laham nashayam ma abayawat sham ha hakat irapa washam ashanayat rawat wayashaba
Say that last one again.
rawat
Come on.
wayashabawa sham kai kai kaishara shanayam.
Come on. Well done. You understand? This is a brother who's taking notes, right? This is a brother who's digesting milk, right? That was very well done. We're reading out of the Assyrian, right? Some of our people, they might look at this and be like, what is this? This is a whole other language. You understand? But if you come to these classes, right, you take notes, practice the alphabet, learn the alphabet, right? Learn how to pronounce the alphabet, as Barak Allah is doing, right? Now the brother is able to read the Assyrian. He's able to read Hebrew, right? We read from right to left. And Salakia, as you were reading, I think I only heard one word that you had off.
Karamakan, Most High Christ.
Right? That was very well done. I think that was Aishara, right? Do you know what Salakia? Do you know what Aishara means?
A lot one.
So this is something we go over. We go over it fairly frequently, right? Something that I can definitely go over more. These are our numbers, right? Aishara is 10, right? And then you see before 10, you see possessive or Slakia. Not a possessive word. Slack, that word just slipped my mind. Preposition, Salakia. So we got a preposition as a word before Aishra, right? Preposition just meaning before, pre, right? It's a word that lets you know what something belongs to, right? We have that word ka, right? So we have ka Aishra. All right, but that was very well done, right? Everything else you read up there was Tawab. All right. God, no sweat. So let's get this up on the board. Close that down. All right, so let's get this up on the board. All right, we'll translate this into the Hebrew, right? Which is the language that we're teaching, the language we're trying to learn as a people. So we can see how Ruth 1 looks, or Ruth 1, chapter 1 and verse 4. All right. So what do we got? Let's see how far we're going to be. So we got Wayah. See if I can fit all of this on here. We got Wayah Sha'awa. Wayah Sha'awa. Laham. Right? In the Hebrew, we always read and write right to left. We got Nashiyam. Nashiyam. We got Ma'aba. Right?
Salakia,
Ma'aba. Khan.
we can't see the whole board.
Okay, Salaki, give me 1 second.
Khan.
Give me 1 second, I'll get it up on the board. Is that better?
Khan.
All right. Let's go with that. So we got Ma'aba Yawaf. We got Moab. Ma'aba. Ma'aba Yawaf. Moab. Yawaf. Sham. Sham, which is name. Right? The more you practice reading and writing, a lot of these words will start looking very familiar. Right? You'll start to see, right? We'll start to see different characters in here that look very familiar, right? We got Yam, which is plural. Sham is name. All right. You see Ma'wa'aba, Ma'ba, which is Moab. Right? You have the Ya and the Tha. We got Moabites. Ha.
Salaki, I don't want.
Ka. Gone.
Moab, isn't it? Mawaba?
Mawa'aba. Khan, it is Mawa'aba. Let me double check that. Let me double check what it says in the blue letter.
Khan, Wakan.
Mawa'aba. Mawa'aba is definitely Moab. Mawa'aba. Or Salakia, do you have a blue letter Bible in front of you?
Khan, Wakan.
So how do they spell that word right there?
Bayawa.
Okay, so they do have it spelled a little different. And then pull it up. Pull that word up and see what it says. I don't want to shut down everything I have right now. Just to pull it up on the blue letter.
Khan, Wakan. The root word is Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba. Khan. So this could just be the way they spell Moabites. Right?
Khan, Wakan.
What do they got here? Mawa'aba. So what I'm looking at, they actually have different spellings here. Yeah, this could be them trying to spell Moabite or Moabites. I'm not 100% sure on that. All right. I'd have to ask the man above me. But this is how they have it spelled in that verse. All right. So we're gonna leave that like that. We got Ha-Akath. We got I-Ra-Pa. 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 Washam. All right. Washam. Right. I can see that root word name. And we got the preposition wa, which is and. Ha-Shana. Ha-Shana. Yath. Ha-Shanayath. All right, which is another. So we'll translate this to English, and then we'll finish up the verse. Bracket all, if you could help me out translating these words.
Khan, Wakan.
So we got Yasha'a. What is that word Yasha'a?
And they took.
And they took. All right. All right, we got Laham. You see that word in there?
Laham. According to blue letter.
Salaki, what's that? You're breaking up a little?
According to the blue letter Bible, is them.
Them. Come on. We got them. And then we got Nasha.
Nasha is Slovakia. Nasha Yam is wives.
Wives. Right, so we got the Yam, which is plural. Wives. So we got Moabite name. We got Ha-Akath. What do we got for Ha-Akath?
Of the one.
You said the one?
Of the one.
Of the one. All right, and the last word over there is I.R.P.A.
Irapa is Orpa.
Orpa. Is that a name?
What kind? It's a
It
name.
sounds like a name. Does that name mean something?
It means gazelle.
Gazelle. Most I am Christ. Gazelle. All right, so that's the first part of the verse. All right, it up here. We're in Ruth, chapter 1 and verse 4. Right? Salaki, you got that written down?
Canada Wakan.
Yeah, let's keep going. All right, so the last part of the verse. We had Orpah, which is a gazelle. And the name of the other child was Rawath. All right, Rawath. We got Rawath, Yashab, Yashabwa, Sham, which is name, Wa is and, Rawat is Ruth, and the last two words in this verse we got Ka Aishara, which is 10, Aishara, Shan Young. All right, which is years. Right. Yashab is dwell. Right. So you see the wa and the wa. We got they. Right. That's the last part of the verse. Okay, so again, this is Ruth chapter 1 and verse 4. In the Hebrew, from the beginning, it says, Wayasha'awa, Laham, Nashayim, Ma'aba, Yawath, Sham, Ha-Kath, Ira, Pa, Washam, Hashanayath, Rawath, Wayashabwa, Sham, Ka-Ishara, Shanyam. All right, that's how we read that in the Hebrew. And what it says in the English, this is Ruth chapter 1 and verse 4. It says, and they took them wives of the women of Moab. The name of the one was Orpah, and the name of the other Ruth. And they dwelled there about 10 years. All right, that's Ruth chapter 1 and verse 4. Now, one of the reasons I'm bringing this verse out is because a lot of Christians like to teach that Ruth was a Moabite. Right? Now, Salakia, Baraka Allah. Do you know who wrote the book of Genesis?
A lot on it.
So we got from Genesis to Deuteronomy. Right? Those are the books of Moses. Right? Then we got Joshua. Salakia, do you know if Joshua was an Israelite?
Kana Wakan.
Was Moses an Israelite?
Kana Wakan.
Was Samuel an Israelite?
Kana Wakan.
Was Ezra an Israelite?
Kana Wakan.
Nehemiah, Esther, Job, King Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah. All these brothers are Israelites. How come every single book in the Bible is written by an Israelite, except for the book of Ruth? Don't make no sense. And this is part of the milk that I was talking about. Right? Again, where were we at? We were in Hebrews. See if I can pull that up one more time. That was Hebrews, I think, 5 and verse 12. It says, for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God. All of us need to humble down and be taught this Bible. Right? And it says, and are become such as have need of milk. You know what milk that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans need? That this book is the book of the Israelites. That the Bible is the book of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. This is a book for our people. This whole book is about the children of Israel. Children of Israel and their power. And it doesn't change when you get to the book of Ruth. Doesn't change when you get to the book of Matthew. You understand? All these brothers were Hebrew. All these brothers were Israelites. The disciples, the scribes, the Pharisees, Paul, you understand? The Apostle Paul, which every Christian loves to read from. That brother said he is an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. You understand? This whole book is about Israelites. That's something our people need to understand. All right. So let's end with that. Let's get on to the next verse. We're going to go to we're going to go to the book of 1 Kings. 1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 2. Get that up on my blue letter Bible. All right. So we got 1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 2. And it reads in the English, of the nations concerning which Yahweh said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. You understand? Now this is a verse right here that lets blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans know that we are not supposed to sleep with the other nations. You understand? It is a disgusting thing in the sight of the Most High to lay down in bed with somebody from another nation. Chinese, Japanese, African, East Indian, Asian, whatever different nations are out there. You understand? Absolutely not the Caucasian man, the European man, the oppressor. These are disgusting things in the eyes of the Most High. All right. He said unto the children of Israel, unto blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, do not go in unto them. Don't sleep with them. Don't let them sleep with your daughters, your sons. You understand? Because if you do, they will turn you away from serving your God. That is not something we're supposed to do as a people. All right, so let's scroll down a bit. We're going to read in the Hebrew. What we can do is, Brakia Allah, as you read this, I'll try to get it up quickly on the board.
Wakan.
All right, so again, 1 Kings 11 and verse 2. And go ahead and read that in the Hebrew.
Man. Hagarwayam. Ashar. Amar. Yahweh. Al. Bawaya. Salakia. Banaya. Banya.
Salaki, 1 second. Where are you at? We're at You're not at Salaki. You're not at Baham.
La Mat Banya.
Banya, Salaki. I don't see Banya. Where are we at? Oh, Khan. So you got Al Banya.
Wakan.
Right? What does Ban mean in the English?
Son.
Khan. Banya. Take a guess. What does Banya mean?
My son.
La. Give me one more guess.
Sons in plural.
It's definitely plural. All right, but it's children.
Wakan.
There you go. Go ahead, keep going. So you got Al Banya.
Yasharallah.
Yasharallah.
La. Ta Taba'awa, Baham, Waham, La'a, Yabawa, Bakam, Akan, Yapawa, Ata, Lababakam, Akaria, Ala Alahaya Ham, Alahaya Ham, Baham, Dabak, Shalama, La Lahaba,
La'a Habha. La'a Habha. All right, well done, Brock Y'all.
Kawakanta Wara one.
Yeah, you definitely getting it down. So we got, so like, where am I at? I got Baham, Waham, Waham, La'a, Yaba'awa. Yaba'awa. All right, I'm going to share my screen in 1 second. We got part of the verse up here. All right. So again, we're in 1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 2. Let's break all this down into English. All right. Well, I'll start off with some of the words that I find easily recognizable. All right. So we got man, which is who. We got Yahweh, which is the Most High, right, or the Lord. I got Yasharallah, Yashar Allah, Yasharallah, Israel. We got La'a, which is no or not. Banya. We got children. Ashar. Amar. Ashar. I've seen Ashar before.
So lucky you wrote Ashar twice out of one.
I got Ashar.
Oh,
Amar.
la the one is my mistake.
Come on, no sweat. We're good. So we got Ashar, Amar, right? It's a lot if you're looking out. You know, every so often I got a spelling mistake. I gotta make sure I take my time and get it up right. All right. All right, so let's break this down. Let's go with that. All right. So, Baraka Allah, I want you to finish this for me if you could. Baba Kasha. Just check out your concordance or your Strongs or your blue letter, wherever you're looking at. All right. Let's break this down into English. So let's get Hagawaya.
Means of the nations.
So we got plural, yum. We got nation. So we got nations. We got ashar. Where are we at? We're at 1 Kings. 1 Kings 11 and verse 2. So we got ashar. I got Amar. Do you see ashar there in the blue letter?
One second, other one.
Okay. Yeah, so the version I have, I'm not looking at the blue letter. This one doesn't have, I don't have ashar. We got of the, it could be, what do we got? Who?
There's which or who.
Ashar. I have that in my notes somewhere. It looks very familiar. I can't remember ashar. I can't remember exactly what that word means. Say which or who. Well, let me look that up. So we got, let's look up which.
I think it's which, other one.
Yeah, ashar is which. So we got Strong's H834. Ashar. Ashar is which. We got speak. Spoke. Yahweh. We got al. What does al mean in the Hebrew?
So, like, one second, other one.
I believe al is of.
Is to or unto.
Huh? Unto Israel, unto the children of Israel. La'a is no. Thaba awa. What do we got for Thaba awa?
Taba'awa. To go in, enter.
Go. Come on. Right. We have to go. Let's enter. And we got Baham.
But Ham's not really good at the Blue Letter Bible, I don't want.
Okay, no sweat. We got Waham, Waham. Do you see Waham in there?
Waham, 1 second. Is they or these?
That's Waham. We'll throw in these. And then this last one we got Yaba'awa. Yaba'awa.
To go in.
Come to go in. That's what I got here too. All right. Well, this is the first part of 1 Kings 11 and verse 2. Right? Who nations, right? Which nations the Lord spake unto the children of Israel not to go into? These nations don't go in. Right? We got of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go in to them, neither shall they come in unto you. Right? So that looks pretty good to me, what we got up there. All right. Let's move on to the next part of the verse. Salaki Braki Ali, you got this written down?
Kana Wakan.
Come on, what's on Chris? All right. So this last part of Kings, last part of verse 2, we got Bakam, Bakam, Akan, Akan, Yatan, Yatan, Oth, Laba, Bakam, Laba, Bakam. All right. Salaki, do you know what that possessive word calm is?
So, like, I think it's they plural, masculine.
I think it's masculine. Yeah, calm is masculine, Khan is feminine. We got they, masculine, plural. And let's break the rest of this down. Khan. Khan is Shirley. Off. We see off all the time. Off is your. Off is your. Off Napashka. Your. All right, so let's break the rest of this down, Brock. Y'all help me out, Baba Kashar. We got bakam. What's that in the English?
Bakam. According to the blue letter, it's U.
Bakam. We got you. Okay, keep going. We got yatan.
They will turn away.
Yatan. Turn away. Do they have it spelled? You're on the blue letter?
Kana wakan.
Is this how they spell it? A ya, a ta, and a na?
Kana wakan.
All right. So we got turn away, you say?
They will turn away.
They will turn away. We got turn away. That's what. Turn away. And then we got off is your. Lababa. Lababa is well, that's not love. Love is lahab. Lababa. That's heart.
Kana wakan.
Lababa. Yeah, lababa, we got heart. All right. What's another word for your heart?
Your mind.
Come. Right? Your heart just pumps blood. Right? In the scriptures, when we see heart, we're speaking about the mind. Right? What you're thinking, what's in your thoughts. All right. So that's the end there of Kings chapter 11 and verse 2. You got Bakam, Akan, Yatan, Oth, Labab, Bakam. All right. Surely they will turn your hearts away. This is why we don't marry heathens. We don't cast our pearls unto swine. All right, this isn't something we're supposed to do. We're commanded, we're ordered not to do this. All right. How are we doing for time? Still got a little time left. What are we going to get into?
Salakia one.
Come on.
We didn't finish the verse.
Am I still missing? Oh, Salakia. About to move to the next thing. Salakia, I got a whole bunch of the verse still. This verse is a little long. Salakia. All right, so where we're at. Surely they will turn your hearts away. Right? They'll turn your mind away from serving the Most High. Let's keep going. All right. So we got Akaria. Akar. Ya. Alaha. Alahayaham. Alaha. Yaham. Ham. Alaha. Yaham. It's like that's Al. Al ha ha oh Salaki. Al Hayaham. Al Hayaham. The Alahayaham. We got Al Hayaham. Al Hayaham. All right. We got Baham. Baham. Dabak. Dabak. Shalama. Shalama. Right. Shalama. And Salaki Bracket Ali, you did a good job pronouncing that one. I thought you were going to say Shalom, but you got that down right. Shalama. And then we got La'ah. Habha. Habha. La'ah Habha. All right, so let's break this down in the English. This is the last part of 2 Kings, or chapter 11 and verse 2, 1 Kings. So we got Shalomah, which is King Solomon. All right, we got Solomon. We got, should be their gods. Al-Hahayaham. Right? Al, we got a root word in here. It's power. Al, or how they say in the Yiddish, which is El. Right? Which is where you get Elohim or Elohim. Right? Elohim in the Yiddish. But we know we say Elohim. That's the correct way to pronounce that. And then we got Akaria. Baham. Dabak. The box is the cleave. La habha. Right? All right. So we're missing, we got Baham, and Akaria. Akaria. Right? This is one of the reasons I like the Blue Letter Bible. The app that I'm using, it skips over a lot of words. They usually just put the root word or the big words, the main words. So we got Bakam or Baham. So Salakia Bracket Allah. Do you see that word in there? We got Akaria. Akaria.
It's after.
Come. All right. After, which is Akar. Akar is the root word in there. After. And then we have Yah, the possessive word. What is Yah?
Yah is my.
My. Is that a preposition? No, I'm pretty sure you're right. My. Yah. All right. We got Baham. That's the last word I'm looking for. Baham. Baham. Baham might be these. Let me see if I can pull it up. You're looking at the Blue Letter Bible right now?
Khan, there's no words for Baham.
All right, no sweat. We'll leave that. So this is what we got for 1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 2. Baham. There's another good app where you just search the Hebrew, or Slack, a good website. Let me double check one thing. So we'll leave that for now. So again, this is what we got. This is the end of 1 Kings 11 and verse 2. We got Akaria, Al, Hayaham, Baham, Dabak, Shalama, La'ah, Hapa. All right. I got power, right? Power. Right. All is power. All right. That's it for 1 Kings 11 and verse 2. So what we're going to do for the last bit of time we got left, let's see. Let's finish out with going over. Let's go over some of the nations. Let's start going over some of the nations. All right, Brock Allah, you got this all down?
Khan.
All right. So what we're going to do next, let's get a couple of some of the names of the other nations, not to get into anything too heavy. All right. Matter of fact, let's start with, let's get into something a little controversial. All right. Let's pull up Salaki Braki Allah. Do you know the name of the nation of Moab?
Mawaba.
Mawa'aba. Mawa'aba is the Chinese man. All right. All right. Got Moab. How we say it in the Hebrew is Ma, Wa, Ah, Ba. Right? And we spell that like this. Ma, Wa, Abba. Right? We were getting to that a little bit in the book of Ruth. right? Ruth, the daughter of Zion, right? She is not Chinese. All right. Ruth is not a Moabite. Let me pull something up. Just check out the what we got for a Mongol. Mongol definition. All right, I'm gonna share my screen really quick. Am I still sharing something? We got First Kings up. All right. Mawa'aba. That is the biblical name of Moab. Biblical name of the Chinese man. All right. Rakala, if you could read this for me. This is the Merriam-Webster's dictionary. All right. It says definition of Mongol. Can you see that on my screen? Okay.
Karawakan.
All right. What does the what's the third one say? Let's read number 3.
Definition of Mongol: a member of a group of people formerly considered to constitute a race of humans having Asian ancestry and
Having
classified
what?
according to Asian ancestry
Asian ancestry. Keep reading, Slovakia.
and classified according to physical traits such as the presence of an dental fold.
Calm. So now this is something interesting. This isn't something hidden, right? This is some of that milk that I was speaking about earlier, right? Why isn't your Christian pastor teaching you all the different nations in the Bible, right? Your pastor claims to know the Bible, but there's 18 nations, and they don't teach who any of them is. Actually, Salakia, if I recall back in Christianity, the only race of people that they taught is who Ham was, who the Canaanites were. Every pastor seems to know who Africa is, who the Ethiopians are. You understand? They understand that the land of Cain is in Africa, right? Different southern parts of Africa, right? But they don't want to teach any other nation in the Bible. They claim to believe it, but they don't want to teach you who anybody is, right? The Most High divided the nations. He created 18 different nations. And these people are still here today, right? The definition of Mongol, it says a member of a group of people formerly considered to constitute a race of humans having Asian ancestry. You understand? Moab knows who he is. Oh, matter of fact, Brock Allah, what's number 4 say?
Or Mongol, this offensive person affected with Down syndrome.
God. You understand? Let me look up what they call Mongolism. This is a medical definition of Mongolism. Let me share my screen. All right. This is a medical definition. It says it is a congenital Salakia. Congenital. It is a congenital disorder caused by the presence of an extra chromosome in which the affected person has mild to moderate mental retardation, short stature, and a flattened facial profile. Understand? This is who the Asian man is. The characteristics, physical features include almond-shaped eyes, a rounded brachycephalic skull with flattened occipital region, a broad flattened bridge of the nose, an enlarged fissured tongue, broad hands with stubby fingers, often a single simian palmar crease, hypotomic muscle development, so on and so on. You understand? This is who Moab is. You understand? The book of Revelations, the Bible says that the word of the Most High is bitter. It's hard to digest. Something that's hard to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow. Understand? But it's sweet after you get to understand it. You understand? You read about the story of Moab. You understand? You come to find out that the beginning of that nation of people started with a man's daughters laying down with him, laying down with their father, getting him drunk, and then laying down with him while he was drunk, while he's sleeping, or while he's out of it. You understand? This is how the nation of Moab came to be. Lucky. We don't got to stay on that too long. So we got the Chinese man. That's Moab, Mawa'aba. Right, that's how you say that in the Hebrew. Let's get a couple more. We got Japanese. Rocky Allah, do you know how to say the Japanese man?
Salakia, I'm a one.
I'm a one. Come on. I'm a one. You've been studying the nations?
Kana Wakan.
All right, let's see if we can just get a couple down. All right. So we got, you said, I'm a one. Oh, Slovakia. See if we can just jot down a couple before we end up the class. We got I'm a one. I'm a one, which is the Japanese. We had Ma or Abba. All right, let's see how well you're studying. So what is the biblical name of Ishmael?
Salakia, Yashamai Allah.
Yashamai
Allah.
Allah. Yashamai Allah. That is the wild man. Those are the Ishmaelites. All right. What else we got? How do you say Edom?
Adawam.
Adawam. Adawam. And what does that mean in the English?
Red.
Come on, Most High in Christ. All right, that is a red man. How do you say Canaan?
Kana'ain.
Kana'ain. How do you spell that?
A ka, a na, a I, and a na.
I and a na. Kana'ain. Right? That's Canaan. That starts with a, we got a ka. So we got Canaan. Don't remember if that's two N's, Canaan. Is that two A's?
It's 2 A's on one.
Con, 2 A's. Canaan. And then we have, how do you say it?
Salaki.
Ham.
Palm.
Gone. And is that with a ka? Or is
It's
that
a
with
ka.
the Salaki? One more time. You got a ka.
And the ma. It's Salaki, Aaron. We cannot see the top of the board.
Con, I got you. Let me lift this up.
Kan, that's Tawab.
Con. So we're just getting down a couple of names. So we got Kana'aim, we got Kam, I'm a one, we got Moab, Ishmael, Edom, Salaki. What else do we got in there? We got we got a whole bunch more. I'm drawing blanks. We got Ishmael, Moab. How do you say Ammon?
Salaki, what was that?
Ammon. Oh, do we get? We have Ammon.
We already have it. It's I'm a one.
Ghana, Salaki. All right, this is how they write it down in the English. Ammon. I'm a one. Slacky, give me 1 sec. Let me see what we got here. Can you think of the name of another nation just off the top of your head?
I.S.U.P.K.
I-Yalam. That's Elam.
Kan Wakan.
I-Yalam. Yeah, let's make some space. We still got lots more. So we got Elam. You say it's I-Yalam?
Kan Wakan.
All right, we'll check that. We'll double check that. I-Yalam. I-Yalam. Give me 1 second. All right, we got what we got here?
Salaki, other one.
Come on, Slag. I got a couple more. So how do you say Mizraim?
Matazariam.
So we got Mizraim, right? Which are those nasty, filthy Egyptians, right? Right. And how do you say it again?
Matazariam.
Matazarium. Khan. Got Ma. Tazar. Tazar. Matazarium. 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 Slaki, was there something you were going to say out?
Salaki, other one. I was going to give you the name for the Ethiopians. It's Kawash.
Kawash. Gone. They're all African. We got
Salaki, you wrote Ethiopians under Mizraim.
gone.
And Salaki, other one.
Gone.
Ethiopians It's P-I-A-N-S.
E-C-O. You say
P-I-A-N-S.
P-I-O-N-A-N-S. Wow. And how do you say that in the Hebrew?
Kawash.
Kawash.
With a ka,
God.
a wa, and a
Kawash.
sha.
Right? Just push. Right? So how do we say put?
Pawat. A pa, a wa, and a ta.
A pa, a wa, and a ta. Most High in Christ. For what? For what? So back in. I got one more up here. All right, Japhet. How do you say Japhet?
Yapat.
Yapath. Yapath. Most High in Christ. Yapath. Right? So these are just some of the nations, right? These are some of the nations that we got. Right? And I think we already broke this down in one of the verses. But we'll do one more. If you're not paying attention, you don't know how to say this in the Hebrew, you are not studying. All right? And then how do we say Israel in the Hebrew?
Yasharallah.
And how do we spell that?
A ya, a sha, a ra, a and a la.
Ya, a Sha, a Ra, an Ah, and a La. And then where do we put the connectors? Is Ya singular or do we connect it?
The sha and the ra are connected.
Sha and the Ra are connected. Most High in Christ. Is that it?
That's it. The rest is singular.
Most High in Christ. All right. So we got a Ya, Shar, Allah. All right. You say that fast. Yasharallah. All right. Well, again, these are good things to practice. Right. We went through that a little quick. Right. We're just ending the class out with a couple nations. All right. These are definitely good things to practice. And a good way to remember these, remembering how to spell the things out, remembering how to spell these names out, is to learn how to pronounce it. Right? You learn how to pronounce it and you know what connects, you'll have no problem spelling in the Hebrew. Right? Like for example, you got Mizraim, you just got Ma, Tazar, Yam. Ma, Tazar, Yam. You can remember that? You know you got Tazar instead of a Tazarah, then you know this connects. Right? You say Ma, Tazar, Yam. You're saying Yam. The Ya and the Ma connect. Right? That's how I practice it for myself. Just learning how to pronounce it. Right? Because the spelling comes easy after you know your alphabet. All right. So with that said, we're going to end Friday night's Lashawan Kwadash class. All right, let's clap it up. All right, make sure you hit those sign-up links before you leave the class. I'll make sure to get those posted before we shut it down. These are the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. They need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Find it in Numbers 18:21 and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. Ma'ishra means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We're currently in the Feast of Hanukkah. We're going to be closing it out shortly. We still got it going on for a couple of days. Goes on for 8 days. We had started it on Sunday, sundown, which was November 28th, and it goes on for the space of 8 days. For any Akim who wants to be a trooper, any brother who wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that said, men of Israel, I.M.A.D.I.M, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. I.M.A.D.I.M means stand in the Hebrew. Men of Israel, I.M.A.D.I.M Shabbat. I.M.A.D.I.M, Barak, Yahweh Shimei Shai Barakatham, Yad Yamatah. Going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters, the Akwathian. Men of Israel, I.M.A.D.I.M Shabbat. I.M.A.D.I.M, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bashim Shai, Yad Yamatah. Class dismissed.
Why they overhate that their time is short and a moment late. Let it culminate to they heart erasing and palpitate. Cowards perpetrate like their little group is respectable. Talking intellectual, all of you homosexuals. Agonies.
There's no one like I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat your
I don't
children.
want to congregate, I don't want to deal with you. I don't want the fellowship, I ain't trying to build with you. Ain't the U.K, ain't the truth, keep it real with you. Defenders to the faith, I got no problem bumping heads with you. All that bullshit, you can take it over there with you. Rather be a houseboy, rather run with them field niggas. Show them to put in work, move out and crush hills, nigga. Take a dead soul, breathe life and make it live, nigga. No affiliation, so it's no one who can pair with us. Took the Lord's laws and just added it with fear, nigga. Aim for the body, cause you know that killer hit quicker. With these bars, I'm on my grizzly, so bear witness. You spit cold, I spit flu. Don't compare sickness. You floss diamond, I floss fringes. Don't compare dentist. You PK. We been to war, shit. We ain't Christian. Harm one of us. Get pistol whipped like the gun got a belt with it. I'm bred different. The competition just a mill. I'm fed different. I stood front line on them fields. I bled different. I'd rather be a corpse than a cow when I'm led different. Shit, I'm led different.